Well, that was a surprising turn of events.
I didn't have any thoughts about Yodi saving GC. I had to entirely rethink everything.
I have been saying all along that I have no intention of making it to the finish line, and I was dead serious about that despite what people might believe. So in that respect, I am fine with the idea of chilling out in the jury box because if Yodi feels she's good for the rest of her game, then cool. However, this went against everything we discussed, and this isn't just about Yodi. Now, I can understand why she may have initially doubted me when I stated I was no longer interested in winning after shit went sideways. I mean, who the hell would stay in this nut house unless you're trying to push to win this goddamn game? But as I've stated before, I made a commitment to see this through for the benefit of Yodi and Champ's game. And no one was going to run me off with their antics. It just wasn't going to happen. If certain individuals wanted to see me out of this game, they were going to have to evict me out of this bitch because I wasn't going anywhere, especially once I made up my mind to see this through. See, it really did mean something to me to have my alliance's support when we first started working together, so winning this game was no longer important to me. So, if I'm telling you my intentions, and I'm proving that time and time again, and Yodi knows exactly what I mean when I say proving that, then why would you take me out of the game before we reach the final 5 unless you had another objective? Because here's the thing, if I really wanted to win this game, there were quite a few times when Yodi was a target and she would have been put on the block and I could have just said, oh well, sucks to be you, and left things exactly as they were. Because if I had done that, there would have been no blood on my hands if I let other people take her out. I am the one that convinced certain individuals that they could trust her, that they should put their focus elsewhere. See, this is what happens when you play a shady game. Because when you play a certain way, it doesn't even cross your mind that someone could truly have your back, even in a game like this. Yes, I know there can only be one winner. It is a single-man sport. I got that. But that was exactly why the alliance was only supposed to go up to top 5. After that point, you do what you need to do. If it ever came down to Champ and I being on the block, you save Champ. If it ever came down to Yodi and I being on the block, you save Yodi. Yodi knew that I was pushing for her and Champ to make it to top 2 because we talked about it on more than one occasion. Yodi also knew that this was my only goal. So, by her putting me on the block, in my opinion, the only reason she's doing that is to take Champ out of this game. Champ can't play in the next HOH comp, so you might as well evict both of us now and just call it a day. See, that shit didn't stick when Champ was on the block during backwards week, so the people that put a target on her back are trying to eliminate her now by taking out the one person they know would fight like hell to try to keep her safe. So in that regards, yes, it feels like she blindsided us. Not me, us. And that is mostly because I can't be there to help keep Champ in this game. And that is what bothers me most about what Yodi did. In my opinion, it just isn't cool to do that to someone who's worked very hard to keep you safe and wouldn't have even trusted you if I didn't convince them to trust you. The very first thing I said to Champ when this all played out was that I'm sorry that I convinced you to trust Yodi. I didn't rant, I didn't get upset about it, I just apologized to her. And then I told Champ she needs to work with UVD, and I logged off. So the most I can hope for is that Champ and UVD somehow work together, because Jesus Christ, that's a whole different story. And that they push very hard to stay in this game as long as they can. Because any way you look at this, it just sucks.
I had no idea that Yodi had a secret veto.
I had my suspicions that something was up when I saw that someone had gone into the decision room, and that would have been when Elle was the HOH. And when I saw that, I had asked Yodi about it, and all of a sudden she went mute. So when that happened, I shared my thoughts with Champ, letting her know that I thought Yodi had gone in there. And I just let her know that I think we should be mindful in case she or I won the HOH. And when I say mindful, just to be careful about who we nominate, just in case there was a twist, right? Now, at the time, I wasn't too worried, only because I had noticed that whenever someone has gone into the decision room and they've altered the game in some way, we were usually informed, right? With that demonic voice, something has been changed, the decision has consequences, rah, rah, rah. So, and I also noted that when I went into the decision room, when I didn't change the regular golden veto to the diamond veto, we didn't get an announcement in that situation either. So I just thought, okay, this is probably the same type of thing. Whoever went into the decision room kept things the same. But like I said, I was still mindful, and which is why I told Champ to just, be aware that that's happened, or this is what I think's happened. Now, I also mentioned it to UVD only because I wanted to see what she would say, to see if I could get a sense if she had gone into the room. And she was like, no, she didn't know who went in there, she wanted to get in there, whatever. So I guess I find it interesting because before all this played out, clearly I knew something was up with Yodi, but I didn't act on it. And I guess that's largely because on multiple occasions, Yodi came to me and asked me if I was playing her. And that was usually in response to her receiving some kind of bullshit message from one of the people targeting me, spooking her out. So every single time, I firmly stated I wasn't playing her. And I guess I had assumed that she had faith in me having her back. But I guess not. So.
I'm gonna try to keep this short. The question you asked me is, walk me through the reason why you used your secret power. Well, I decided to use my veto today, even though I knew PR was gonna go up if I used it. Honestly, it came down to just purely a strategic gameplay. As a Big Brother fan, I knew at some point we are going to have to start putting each other up and targeting each other, and I know we had a Final 2 deal, and I really, really, really had every intention of honoring our Final 2 deal. Unfortunately, what happened was, I had a look at the dynamics of the house, and I honestly feel like, PR had me, EXO, maybe UVD, that will probably take her to Final 2. And as of right now, I only have Stillwater, and I believe GC will take me if she had the opportunity to take me. I do think GC maybe will take me. But at the end of the day, I just had to do what I had to do, and I really hope PR doesn't hate me, for this, and just see that it was just a game move, and I'm sorry I had to be savage, but hey.
This has turned out really interesting with UVD and PR on the block. From these two individuals, as much as I don't trust UVD, I think voting PR off at this point that we are getting so close to the end would be a better game strategy because she's definitely a strong player.
If Yodi isn't targeting me, that would be a serious mistake. We worked very closely in this game. She knows how I think, so she knows better. There is no way in hell I will leave Yodi standing in this game if she doesn't evict me. If you want all that good nature, I only see the best in people bullshit, you need to look to Champ. She's the better half. I have absolutely no chill when I'm pissed off. And I will be damned if I go to Yodi and ask her for anything to stay in this game. I'd rather chew broken glass or be locked in a room with a Capricorn with a Leo moon. We're good.
Yes, I think PR is a new target.
I have no idea how the votes are going to turn out, but I'm prepared to be evicted. It's fine.
Will you or have you talked to Yodi about this veto meeting? And say what? There is absolutely nothing Yodi can say to me to make this cool in my eyes. The time to talk to me about this shit was when she came out of the decision room with that goddamn secret veto and I asked her about it. She chose not to say anything then, so she shouldn't have shit to say to me now. Any apology she has coming, she needs to tell to Champ because this isn't about me and we both know it. Anything Yodi says to me now is only gonna piss me off more and make me want to take her out of this game. So it's best she just stays the fuck out of my PMs and evicts me. There is no reason for us to interact. See, there is a reason why I go silent when I get upset. Because I will blow all your shit up, and Yodi doesn't want that. She won't win this game if I do that, and I'm not trying to be messy. That is why I left it alone when UVD came to me and asked me about everything that was playing out. When she asked me if I knew what was up, I responded with one word, and then told her she needed to work with Champ, and left it there. Yeah, see, I'm just not that type of player or that type of person. Apparently I am many things, at least based on the way other people tell it, but no one can say I'm spiteful. I will just take the L for trusting Yodi and move the fuck on. Champ already knows what's up because she knows everything that went down, so she'll have to make the right moves to keep herself safe, and that's all I can hope for.
I mean, what's crazy to me is I did not win any of the games, okay? I didn't win any of them. I think I won one. Only one. No, maybe not. No, I didn't win any of them. And they all think I'm a threat. Actually, from the beginning, it seemed like everybody wanted to work with me, even though I'm terrible at this game. At first, I thought everybody wanted to work with me because they wanted to backstab me. But I think they actually wanted to work with me because they actually thought I was a strong player or a threat or something, and I'm not. I'm like a terrible player.
I think perhaps another alliance wanted PR evicted.
I mean, I knew I was going to be nominated, but the twist, oh, the twist made it even worse because now my ally Phoenix is up there too, so only one of us is going to make it out. But now we know that Yodi and Stillwater really are as slippery as I thought they were. Phoenix told me that Champ was tricked into it, so I don't know exactly what happened, but whoever of us survives the eviction is going to be working with Champ, and we're going to be working on getting rid of Stillwater and Yodi. don't really know what else to say other than watch GC07 win. Watch her coast to the top.
My vote is to vote off PR.
By a vote of 3-0, Phoenix has been evicted from the game.
Hi everybody, I just wanted to come on real quick to say goodbye. First off, Knights, I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity. This was an amazing game. I am always so impressed with your creativity, and I can't wait to see it aired. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. And I want to say thank you for being one of the first people to be on the very first DXP Double B. For the remaining players, more specifically Champ, UVD, Stillwater, and GC, you got this. I hope you can rock it out and play well. I didn't listen to my gut, and I let my need to keep my word undermine what we were trying to accomplish. I'm not going to point any fingers at anyone else, because I own my shit and the choices that I make, and I always will, especially when they result in an outcome that's unsuccessful. It is what it is. I think a lot of people are going to misunderstand why I'm so upset, and will assume it's because I'm heading to the jury box. Let's just get something straight. Yodi didn't take anything away from me by contributing to my eviction from this game, so I have no reason to be upset about that in itself. This game, and the way certain things played out throughout this game, just hit a lot of triggers for me. I think because I don't go off or go back and forth with people on the boards, that many don't really get to see or know this side of me, right? Very few things upset me. However, some of the players in this game just seem to hit with things that do. And that happened from day one. So there are a list of things that could have gone differently this week, but I'm only going to focus on the choices I made. Most of those things I did and I will do again because they reflect who I am, and making those type of choices are important to me. But some of the choices that I made, well, I will never put my hand on a hot stove twice. We are not going to do that. And what I mean by that is entertaining the idea that the decisions that Yodi made are due to the actions of someone else. I don't know where this question is coming from, but if that is how Yodi is trying to spin this and say that is how everything played out, she can. But we both know very well Yodi's decisions are entirely her own, and this is not going to be put on anyone else but Yodi. Let me be perfectly clear, okay? My response to this question is not going to speak to whatever has been said went down, whatever Yodi is saying went down, or how she may be feeling about this situation. My response is based solely on the information that is sitting in front of me, and this is the information that is sitting in front of me. As we are moving along, Yodi approached me for a Final 2 deal. We expand this to a Final 5. We have our alliance. As we start to eliminate a few players, I ask Yodi if she would like to include GC at some point. Yodi says she'll reach out to GC, but nothing is confirmed. At no point in time did she mention anyone else or share that she would like to work with anyone else. As we are moving along, Yodi and I discuss a final 3 deal that would include Yodi, Champ, and myself, which Yodi brings up first, by the way. But I tell Yodi I'm no longer interested in crossing the finish line, and she and Champ can keep pushing forward. At this point in time, we discuss working with Stillwater or including her in the alliance, but that was put on hold because everyone thought Stillwater was working with Dazed, and we didn't want any part of it, so the subject is dropped. As we are moving along, we enter Backwards Week, and I mention nominating GC and Stillwater. At no point in time does Yodi say, hey, I don't think we should do that because I would like to include them in the finals, and they may not feel comfortable being put on the block. Had she said that, I would have said, okay, let's include them in our plan so they know what's up, and if any of us end up on the block, they know not to vote to evict one of us. But no. Instead, Yodi bobs and weaves from any direct questions I am asking her about why she doesn't want to put GC and Stillwater on the block, namely Stillwater. But we already covered all of this. As we were moving along, I asked Yodi what's up. Why didn't you want to put Stillwater on the block? At no point in time does she say, I'm hoping to include Stillwater in the finals, so let's just keep her off the block. No, she gives me some bullshit about feeling bad. And that's why she didn't want to nominate Stillwater for Backwards Week. Maybe she did feel bad. Who the fuck knows? What we do know now is that was not her only motivation for keeping Stillwater off the block. As we are moving along, Champ is HOH and she reaches out to Yodi and myself to discuss her nominations. At no point in time does Yodi tell Champ, hey, I'd like to keep Stillwater off the block so we can include her in the final 5, or even the final 4. No. What Yodi says to Champ is, that's fine, whatever is best. Because Champ told me what Yodi said, alright? So please tell me how the fuck Champ was supposed to know she shouldn't put Stillwater on the block. Right. Yodi could have stopped this from happening at any point in time. Even after Stillwater was nominated, Yodi could have easily come to us and said, hey, if one of you win the veto, can you take Stillwater off the block because I would like to include her in the finals? No. Yodi doesn't do that either. In fact, Stillwater had to fend for herself because she is the one who asked me to save her if she didn't win the veto. So clearly Stillwater didn't know about the secret veto either. Plain and simple. Yodi was playing with various players and that shit caught up with her. You can only play both sides for so long. So when it worked in her favor, she did what worked out best for her. Period. What played out is all about Yodi's choices, no one else's. So let's cut the shit. You can't have it both ways. How are you going to tell me you know Champ is 100% loyal, but then turn around and say you were worried she was going to put you on the block when Stillwater won the veto, and that is why you played the I mean, it is obvious, but let's just be clear about something. Personally, I feel that the person that should win this game is the person who played the strongest and did so playing as cleanly as possible. I got it. Some blood has to be spilled. No one's arguing that. But was it done because the rules required it, i.e. you were HOH, or because you chose to get your hands messy so you could stay in this game? Those are two separate things. Now I know that's not the Big Brother way. We're supposed to vote for whoever did the most to survive to make it to the finals. And when I say the most, I mean did whatever shady shit they believed they had to do to win this game. Well, I think I've already established I'm not about that life. And I have no plans on rewarding shady shit. Period. The person with the cleanest game is GC. Not only has she managed to get this far in the game without winning one competition, she's been on the block the most time and has survived without winning a veto. Okay? She's gotten this far without getting one drop of blood on her hands. And as far as I know, she hasn't been involved in any shady shit. Now, if she manages to make it to the final 2, that is the definition of a clean game. If it isn't, I don't know what the fuck is. Now, due to the mere fact that most people didn't see GC as a threat, myself included, yet she may make it to the final 2, I don't see why she doesn't deserve to be considered just like everybody else, even if she hasn't won a comp. Now, putting that aside, obviously I would like to see Champ win. For me, she would be the next thing to playing a flawless game, in my opinion. She hasn't been on the block. Well, at least she hasn't been on the block so far. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen now? But she hasn't been on the block. She's played a clean game. She's a very strong player. Scratch that, a brilliant player. Her social game, well, that needs some work, but I guess you don't really need a social game when you have a Gem Moon by your side. But with that said, I think she should win. Or at least I would like to see her win. Now, I know I've been caping hard for Champ, but that's just who I am. Especially when I genuinely like, respect, and ride with a person. If I tell you I have your back, then I have your back. Caping is included. The same would have been true if this was reversed and Champ pulled the shit on Yodi. Champ would have caught the same amount of heat from me, okay? So let's not get it twisted. Anyways, I would like Champ to win. I feel she deserves to win, and I think she's proven why on multiple occasions. Well, I mean, I'm still pushing for Champ to win because I think she has the ability to take it a lot further than the top 5. However, as far as who the winner will be, I have no idea. But if things play out the way that I think they're going to, I believe that Yodi and Stillwater are going to regret not getting rid of GC when they have the opportunity to. But we'll see.
shut me down, bang, bang. I hit the ground, bang, bang. That awful sound, bang, bang. My baby shut me down. So I think what went wrong for my game was that message boards don't update in real time like a chat. So I mean, I know, you're supposed to hit refresh constantly, but by the time I see the question and am able to read it and type in what I need to type in, when I hit submit, there's already 2 people who answered before me, and I don't even know how they did that. How? So that made it hard, but I was also late to the game to begin with, so that made it harder still, because I was just chilling in my room. I thought I was going to be evicted between me and Phoenix. So I was ready to be evicted. I was ready to have finished. And I saw that I didn't get evicted, so I had to hurry up and hop on my laptop. But I started off on my phone, which made it hard to keep up and look at 2 screens at once, because Stillwater had messaged me on DXP just before the game, but I couldn't really respond to her because I had to try and play the game, which was happening, so that made it hard. And so since we weren't able to form an alliance of any kind, she dumped me. Which, I mean, that's fine. It's fine. Also, for the record, me, Phoenix, and Champ formed an alliance once me and Phoenix were put on the block. Phoenix told me, oh yeah, I think I already said it, that Champ was tricked into it or something, and that we formed an alliance, so I'll be cheering for Champ from the jury, and I know Phoenix will too. I'm not sure exactly who has played the best game, because Champ is really good. I mean, she's really good with the competitions, but so is Stillwater, and Stillwater is also good at, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess negotiating or because I know that she and Yodi are working together for sure. So, I mean, I know she's good at, like, kind of being, being kind of starting off in the background, but then being stealthy and pulling the rug right under you. So I think the winner will be between Champ and Stillwater. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else to say. Thank you to everyone who got me to where I was able to get to, even though I didn't win any of the competitions. I don't know how in the heck I got so far. But then again, GCO7 got further than me, but that's mostly because she's not a threat. So maybe next time around I just won't play and people will drag me along with them, and I'll just, I don't know, maybe I'll do that. But I can't wait to see this air on DXP.